Well, there is a change already happening. My message to my own staff on this topic is AI or die. We have to adapt to a major technological transformation. What we see in the labor market in the United States is very interesting. 1 in 10 jobs requires AI-related skills, and it pays more.
And they should wave, they're very proud. Maybe you won't see a white flag, but essentially that's already what they are. They should wave the white flag of surrender. We just broke every record, and now we're going to take a hit because we have to make a journey down to Iran to take the nuclear weapon. They would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks. Remember, we sent that beautiful B-2 bomber in, and we blew up their nuclear potential. It was obliterated, for those that are not aware, and to a point where it would take them weeks to dig down, and we wouldn't let them dig down. We have our eyes on it all the time. But it was a very important thing. So we would have had an Iran with a nuclear weapon, and maybe we wouldn't all be here right now. I can tell you the Middle East would have been gone, Israel would have been gone, and they would have trained their sights on Europe first and then us, because they're sick people. These are sick people. And we're not going to let lunatics have a nuclear weapon. The power of a nuclear weapon is something I don't even want to talk about.
Of containing the Iranian military. Unfortunately, we have yet to reopen the straits, and that's going to take a period of time that's just very hard to estimate or to determine. The upshot, if the straits remain closed for another 6, 9, 12 months, energy prices around the world will go materially higher. It will push the world into a global recession. The United States, because of our energy independence, will fortunately be largely shielded from the worst of it.
So does the market action make sense to you, the fact that the stock market is back to all-time highs?
Look, the stock market's looking at the incredible earnings success that American companies have enjoyed. Another great earnings period so far. American businesses across virtually every sector putting up record profits. The stock market's very focused on the here and now success story being written across American firms.
But do you think it's underestimating risk of inflation, consumer demand?
So inflation, we have now lived with inflation for 6 years. It's been a long journey on the inflation front. And the good news is that inflation is not accelerating in a meaningful way at this point in time, but is still clearly above target. I think if you look at the state of the labor market, you look at the inflationary risks created by the war, the ability for the Fed to cut rates is certainly diminished in this environment. But the market is really focused on the continued success story that American companies have had in growing their bottom line.
So you think that longer this lasts, global recession, but not U.S. recession?
So we end up in a global recession. Clearly that's going to hit U.S. growth prospects, may push the United States into a recession. But of all the countries in the world, we will have one of the greatest stories of resilience. The real problem is a country like Pakistan or Bangladesh, which has lost both access to the long-term fuel sources they've had from the Middle East and the high cost that they will incur to replace that lost energy. It's the developing countries that are really going to face the brunt of the pain from the war in the Middle East.
You have just this flood of wealth coming out of the Middle East, and what they do is they price their oil in dollars. It's possible that this was also an explicit diplomatic agreement between Henry Kissinger and those states. And because oil, the most valuable commodity, was priced in dollars, that held up the value of the dollar. Now, we know that the dollar is way more valuable than global trade predicts it should be. It's only about 10% of global trade. It just shouldn't be as valuable as it is. However,
Well, it's certainly a test of the ceasefire. And I will say that overnight, it was interesting to note that President Trump was not drawn in to actually saying that this was a violation of the ceasefire. So again, perhaps, preserving some options, keeping their cards close to their chest. And the world is waiting to see how the US are going to respond to this, because things have dramatically escalated for the worst in the last 24 hours. Overnight, the UAE Ministry of Defense saying that they had intercepted 15 missiles in total, 3 cruise missiles, 12 ballistic missiles, 4 drones, and one of those drones actually did manage to cause a significant amount of damage at the one of the Fujairah oil facilities. 3 injuries there as well. So we are...
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think. And make sure you join the Patreons. And we know every Friday we have an event. And that's the reason why it's so important to join the Patreon. So therefore you keep up to date with the NWO events and then know why it's happening. Because we are seeing movie after movie. Now, if you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're donating to the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And what I want you to do right now, guess what? It's free of charge. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to make sure that you're subscribed and share this channel everywhere. And now they have it where you can hide the channel. It's right above the comments. And guess what? That also is free of charge. It's always free of charge to support. And we have the head of IMF. Yes, you heard that correct. AI or die. You cannot make this stuff up. And they're just letting you know that they want AI to take over. But remember, who's controlling all this AI? And that's the big banks and big corporations. AI is never smarter than you. You are the Most High's creation. That's why I tell you, get back to the Creator so therefore you can start creating. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And a lot of people are going to miss out on what Trump just stated. And he's telling you the truth. These markets are going to pull back because it's time to build. We've hit record highs after record highs, and that's because the Fed has been manipulating it all. But now that we get this new Fed chair in, it's time for him to devalue this dollar, so therefore they can devalue the debt. The sheep are going to be going home, and the machines are coming in. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we also have Ken Griffin from Citadel telling you the same. A global recession is coming. And remember, guys, again, this is planned. It moves in phases. And they're going to keep pushing the nerve. Oh, America is not going to be hurt. We're the ones with the world reserve currency that's going away. We're going to be the main ones hurt. But the fact is, that's the reason why they're pushing out these stable coins. They know these countries are going to sell the United States debt, and that's going to devalue the dollar. And no, the dollar is not going anywhere. It's just being tokenized and put on blockchain. But the only reason why the dollar was as powerful as it was is due to the petrodollar. And he basically explains that. And you know the Crypto Teacher has been over this several times, but reality is about to kick in. Anytime the NWO is giving you the truth, you listen. They're giving you the truth. Get yourselves prepared. And we're seeing the drums step up. And remember, they're going to ride these drums inside the 4th Industrial Revolution. While the sheep are distracted on things that don't matter, or looking at the drums are beating, they're going to be running the money in the back door because it's time to build. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we have Proppy CEO. And you know I'm an old man. Anytime I hear someone with an accent, always an antenna just comes up. Because all the movies I've watched, the bad people, the ones with the agenda, always have the accent. And where is she from? That's right, Russia. And Proppy is leading the way to tokenize real estate. And again, those who've been with me from the beginning, been told you that real estate is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And when you look at the United States economy, it's a service economy. These robots, algorithms, and drones, and these AI agents can easily take over this economy. And remember, this is a plan that moves in phases. And then also they're talking about making your home a mini data center. And we know all the radiation, water, electricity that these data centers are giving off and using is not good for humanity and also wildlife. But we also know this is biblical. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And speaking of biblical, we have Trump right in front of your face, re-educating the kids. We've already had prayer come back. Everything is being reset right in front of your face because the NWO knows they have to go back to God's law. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have service now says they treat the agents just like the humans. And this should let you know the beast system is right around the corner. And NVIDIA CEO let you know that these AI agents are doing real work. But again, what I keep telling you is why it's so powerful. You can't see it. And they're going to be moving trillions and trillions of dollars behind the scenes, and the sheep will have no clue. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Many people are actually trying to divide crypto from blockchain, but these are very interconnected technologies. The blockchain is this technology that allows us to record deeds and transaction, and it's impossible to change this data. It's impossible to hack blockchain. So when we use AI and AI agents, we automate the transaction, the title and escrow, the settlement piece. But the blockchain, the smart contracts on blockchain, allows us to transfer ownership in the most secure manner.
So you can do it in seconds instead of many days or even weeks that some of these transaction closings can take, right?
That's correct.
And you can do it a lot more cheap.
Yes, we can save on time, cost. In fact, we did a couple of transactions within hours instead of a 30-day of a closing process. They were still just a couple of those, I think 4 or 5 that we've done. They're historic one, and I often compare it to Netflix. When Netflix decided that at some point internet will be able to show and stream movies online, entirely online, nobody believed in it. They started selling movies online. So what Prop is doing today is we're doing title and escrow almost in a traditional way. Our consumers and clients and REITs, they don't even know that we have blockchain settlement. But one day we know real estate will move on chain. Just like we stream movies, we'll stream ownership and value entirely on chain.
Hey, Morgan. Yeah, it's an unlikely partnership. Span, which is a startup that makes smart electrical home panels, is teaming up with NVIDIA and Pulte Group, a major U.S. home builder. Span is now making small fractional data centers, they call them nodes, that can be put on the side of residential homes. So the idea is to take advantage of unused electrical capacity on local grids, which the Span smart panels find. Now, a network of these nodes talking to each other across the country is the equivalent of a mid-sized traditional data center. So these could actually negate the need to build as many of those huge data centers. Hyperscalers and AI cloud providers just tap into the node network like a regular data center. Now, Span collaborated with NVIDIA using its technology in the system. Span claims it can install 8,000 of these units about 6 times faster and at 5 times lower cost than the construction of a typical centralized 100 megawatt data center of the same size. Now, Pulte Homes is in on the early testing phase, looking at the capabilities and economics of these nodes, which have already been deployed in a handful of communities. Okay, so why would a homeowner want this? Well, because they would just have to pay one flat fee for electricity and Wi-Fi, which Span said would be roughly about $150 total, so a lot less than probably your usual bill. Now, for much more on this story and the latest Property Play podcast with the CEO of a company looking to put every home closing on the blockchain.
What about you? Look at this guy, he's a big guy.
Me, I'm doing football right now, and next year I'm going to be trying to do powerlifting. Oh, whoa.
Yes,
Whoa. Already, let's go.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
And you'll never compete against women in powerlifting.
No, sir.
Did you see that they had a man powerlifter and he decided to go the opposite direction? He took a record, stood for 18 years. He beat it by 119 pounds.
Whoa.
Okay? They put the little quarter of an ounce. To 18 years it stood. This guy came, he was a failed powerlifter. But he went on the other side and he decided that he wanted to go into women's sports and he broke the record by 118 pounds. Think that's fair? So I don't think we'll have to worry about you.
Yes, sir.
You're going to do good. Are you a strong person?
Yes, sir.
Good. You think you can take me in a fight? I think you could. Hey, that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? How about you?
We yesterday said to the financial analysts we were going to double the company again, and we would do that by 2030. And the company right now is really focused on a couple of things. One is agentic business. You know, we have to be the agentic front door. We work with great companies like NVIDIA, the great Jensen, the great NVIDIA. We announced Project ARC. You'll hear about that today. I'm sure Jensen will have some thoughts on it. But we want to manage the identities of the humans and the agents. We treat the agents just like the humans, so the rules and rails can complement this great AI revolution. The enterprise is a pretty messy thing, so we clarify it, we clean the mess up, and we make sure that the AI is secure. And I think that is a big breakthrough. And we told that story yesterday, and people really liked it.
And so now, for the very first time, you're going to have human agents that are, of course, managed and supported by ServiceNow, augmented with AI agents that are going to be working autonomously, working with humans. And they're all going to need identity management, access control, network control, all of the things that companies do with respect to regulation and compliance and governance. All of that has to be provisioned, whether you're human or an agent. And in the future, of course, out at the edge, robotic systems. All of these autonomous systems, the time has now finally come. Now, of course, for our industry, for the rest of the 5-layer cake, it's completely revolutionary because agentic AI needs to be processed in real time. Unlike software of the past that's pre-recorded, you can put it in storage, retrieve it as you need it. Today's software needs to be processed completely in real time. The amount of computation necessary from generative AI 2 years ago to now agentic AI, it has gone up 1,000% because the AI now has to read a lot more, use tools, reason, generate a lot of tokens. Not only that, the amount of use has gone up orders of magnitude because now for the first time, AI is doing work. It's doing useful work. And the return on that investment for software companies, for agentic companies like ServiceNow, is completely accretive. And so that time has finally arrived.
We're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us.
Robots hold steady hands in the operating room, and drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids, factory automation, and autonomous vehicles have surged from private sector investment. Every one of these advancements is powered by AI. The robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction.
Maybe crypto is actually built for the machines and we didn't even know it. And AI can easily handle private keys and easily understands transaction hashes and like how all this stuff works. It is money that is built for computers, even before the computers to intelligently handle it were built. So I find that interesting. And perhaps those of us who were involved in crypto pre-AI were kind of just like getting the ground ready for the AI systems to have a fully developed financial system handed to them, for better or worse.
This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stable coins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries or T-bills. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the U.S. dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stable coins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. treasuries and treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about $300 billion right now.
We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stablecoins, and new payment systems.
Things the Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain, because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age. Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button. Just a button and you're all set, and all the information the doctor needs will be immediately transmitted.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
If we could tokenize all our ETFs, all $5.3 trillion of our ETFs, and provide that in a digital wallet, you could seamlessly, without fees, going from a digital currency or a stable coin or whatever that may be in your digital wallet and buy bond or stocks. And I believe that is going to be the future.
I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks.
coming.
And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization, every bond and stock, is crazy. Yeah. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenized bonds and stocks.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.